Well, even though I'm not terribly excited about this DLC, we might as well do a little preview. Well, not preview because it's out. A little post view video checking out the new species. And rank them in the tier list and everything. Might as well. So we'll start with Enceladus. I assumed this guy was running on the Apatosaurus rig, but immediately I noticed the posture here is actually substantially different. Probably just like a modification of the rig or taking some animations from the other rig. Like the body posture and tail maybe looks really similar. Like the way the tail moves back. Yeah, you could see the tail wag is basically identical between these two. Just the neck posture is different. Well, this is definitely a glow up compared to the first game, Enceladus, for sure. This I don't hate this guy, I guess. Maybe can pass for like a Saltosaurus or something. I don't know. Not really. Not with like those giant osteoderms. I mean, maybe there's some sort of weird titanosaurid, saltosaurid fella who looks somewhat like this. Um, all right, let's look at some patterns. The patterns are basically filling in those little gaps. Very subtle patterning, keeping with at least there's some bright colors, keeping with typical, frontier sauropod stuff. I mean, there's enough that stands out here on like the flank that you can see it. And of course, these guys do have uh you know, what's the word I'm looking for? How do I make it night? They do have bioluminescence, which is why I want to make it night. I couldn't not think of the freaking word. Positioning. Okay. Position on light settings controls time of day. That's not how I would have done that. So it looks like one bioluminescent pattern. Oh, it specifically is called Lux. Wait, I didn't even notice that. Did they do this before? Rana, Calco, Litho, Pulcrana, Papu, Lux. This is replacing one of the normal skins. Weird. Well, okay. Huh. Well, let's reset the lighting. So yeah, just the one Lux skin. As far as base colors go, we got your reds, you got your browns, you got your red and brown variations. We got some subtle greens, grays, whites. This is very typical sauropod. Like underwhelming color selection, actually. Like the pattern's better than most of the base game sauropods, but like this ain't great. I mean, you pick a color, a green or a brown, and slap Lux on it, and just be like, yeah, that's it. That's a Lux guy. He sure is. He sure is Luxy. Well, and we've got Spino, and Stego. So way down in the S's. Everything is down in the S's. It's really like I get like no criticism for why this happened. Like the creative decisions that lead to Spinoraptor and Spinoseratops existing have nothing to do with Frontier. But it is weird that it happened. That we end up with double Spino hybrids, both called Spino whatever. Feels very uncreative, but like obviously Spinoraptor came first. And Spinoceratops was introduced like as a actual franchise hybrid after that. So like this just is how it had to happen. I don't care about the Spinoceratops broadly speaking. We do have Rebel and Angel skins, which is flat gray and flat white, basically. Yep. Uh, Again, like these are very low effort skins, but that's what the two Spinoceratopses look like, so that's why they exist. It makes sense. And it's fun to kind of have it as essentially an albino skin for this dinosaur. That's cool and all. I do like the patterning on like the sail, but again, it's like, Spinosaurus shit, right? Oh, this one's kind of fun. You get some different shades of like purples and maroons in there. That's pretty cool. Vulcana's nice. But then yeah, the Lux one, it looks like it's just gonna be again like one specific Lux skin. Yeah, it's kind of a good view at it. I really like the bioluminescent frill. I said this in the trailer video. This is sick. This is great. If we had like a regular Ceratopsian with like a bioluminescent frill, that'd be awesome. Give us Centrosaurus in the game because it is like the iconic Ceratopsian that's missing. And then give it a bioluminescent frill pattern. And only the frill. Don't do a body bioluminescent pattern, just the frill. That'd be sick. I'd love that shit. Alright, reset that. Yeah, I think the best looking one here is, I like this. I like this watermelon sail. That's great. Yeah, I mean it seems like a fine range of base colors, nothing too amazing, but this is certainly fine. Yeah, not bad, not bad. I mean, it's a solid looking model. Again, like you could pretend it's a regular Ceratopsian maybe and just ignore the weirdness that is the sail on this. Interesting how much less curved the frill is. Look how much straighter the frill is compared to the Sino. Never noticed that before. I assume that's the design is like that in Camp Cretaceous. It kind of looks better. Like the exaggerated swoop of the I like the Spinoseratops a lot, which is a controversial opinion. But the swoop is a bit exaggerated feeling here compared to this does feel more natural. And yeah, actually dramatically different body proportions, way less hippo vibes. Like this thing's very hippo-y. And this guy's got a bit more lankiness to him, which is surprising. You would assume naively maybe that they would take the Sino and staple a sail onto it. But it's more than that. Even different tail posture there, holding its tail much more laterally out. Interesting. Spinoraptor. Frankly, I don't remember what this guy looked like exactly in the first game, so I can't even tell if this is just the first game model, like maybe upscaled a little bit and ported in. I'm sorry, is there a pattern there? I mean, there is. I can see it, but I mean, better than like the Velociraptor patterns, but that ain't doing too much. There's the Lux. I mean, the Lux on this guy looks pretty nice. I think as far as like Lux goes, this is my favorite Lux pattern out of them. Again, like if it was just I like the frill quite a lot. Um, yeah, I don't know. Between this and Spinoceratops for the best Lux patterns. I mean, this is just simply glowing stripes, but it looks good on the Raptor profile with the little sail hump. Again, this is also like a species you could maybe just pretend is some fucking weird basal Spinosaurid or like Unenlagian. I don't like the speckles on the mouth. That's kind of weird. Wish I didn't zoom in and see that. All right, I like the Spinoceratops Lux better than this one's Lux. That does it. That's the deciding factor. Let's put the black stripes on them. I think the animation set's very Velociraptor, right? With that animation cycle there, where it like sort of snarls. Yeah, these colors don't really do anything for me either. This is not a great spread of colors. I feel like I don't know. I feel like you could have had a lot of fun with a Velociraptor hybrid by giving it like a wide range of colors from the franchise that Velociraptors have sported. We have so many Velociraptor designs. So just like you can kind of do it, right? We got like the white one, we got a blue one, you got kind of an orangey one, but like if you gave this, put a little extra effort into the color palette, right? You give it colors that represent the wide, like I said, the wide range of rapid designs. So, dark brown for JP1, an orangey color for 2. You put the white and the kind of gray or whatever for JP3. You have, the 4 raptors from Jurassic World. Maybe, I don't know what you could do with the patterns, but like, maybe they could do something where they separate out the patterns, but it doesn't seem like that. It seems like pattern is pretty much hard locked to a single pattern. But you could still have like the pattern color, like keep the stripes, right? But make one black for like tiger stripes, make another one like blue color, but as these like vertical stripes, right? Instead of the horizontal blue stripe. Then you could have delta with the black stripes, as well by having the green. Like you could do something here. It would make it a little more interesting just by making it have references like that. All right, Stegoceratops. This thing is a monstrosity. It wasn't the first game. It is now. This plate shit going on over the hip is disgusting. The double horns are disgusting. Like, what the fuck? It's like, this is just the Triceratops face. Like, completely and utterly. Let's find Mr. Triceratops. I'm not sure if we can get to him exactly, but boom, boom. Yeah, that's the exact same face. I already hate the fucking Jurassic World Triceratops, so this does it no favors. With the Spinoraptor, I was kind of curious. Does this snarl, right? Is that just the Velociraptor rig? I think so. Yeah, right there. You see when the Velociraptor does that head twitch, open its mouth and snarl. The Spinoraptor mouth hangs open, right? It never closes. Hold on. He can't close his mouth. What the fuck? The Velociraptor mouth actually closes. This guy's got this weird permanent open mouth snarl. That looks really janky. Why is it like that? What the fuck? It's like it's improperly rigged, or just like it is as properly rigged as they could get it based on some limitation of like importing the original game model. I mean, he doesn't have lips, right? But like the Velociraptor, I mean, has lips. I guess that's it, right? They've essentially sheared off these lips, and it's just like face, gums, teeth, which is why it can't close its mouth. That looks really redo that. What the hell? Change that. It looks awkward once you notice that. I'll never not notice that now. Well, I probably ruined it for you too. Oh well. Rana, Calco, Letho. These patterns don't seem terribly inspired either. It's a lot of just, here's some stripes on a guy. We've had some pretty cool patterns before. I mean, the Spinoseratops is pretty good, pattern-wise. But, like, the other guys here, it's just, here's some stripes, here's some coloring in between the osteoderms, like, whatever. Anything on this tail spikes? No, tail spikes don't do nothing. They're just there. Lux. Some asymmetry in the Lux on the frill. I can appreciate the asymmetry, I guess. Certainly a unique vibe. Is it asymmetric side to side? Oh, it very much like it. No, maybe that's lighting. 2 stripes over the hip, 2 there, an extra one. No, I think it's symmetrical. I think the lighting threw me looking at the back profile here. It looks like it's not as much lines here, but they are there. It's just the lighting. So just the frill is asymmetric. Okay. You could have done so much more with the plates on this in bioluminescence. Like, a bioluminescent Stegosaurus is kind of a thing in the franchise. It's from the stage show. Like, they could have added that here too. Just put more work into the plates and then also port that pattern to the regular Stegosaurus. Just go for it. Fuck it. Yeah, these are pretty bland too. I mean, we got like a pinkish one. That's kind of unique, but it's pretty subdued. Yeah, I don't know, man. Doesn't seem very inspired. Just seems like they ported it in and called it a day. Maybe they didn't port it directly in and they just remodeled a Triceratops to match the Stegoceratops from the first game, but like, yeah, I don't know. It doesn't do much for me. Not gonna lie. Well, those are the 4 new models. We also have 2 new skins, which are standalone Lux skins. We got the Indom Lux, which I think is probably the same stripe pattern that we normally have, but now it glows. It glows now. Um, yeah, okay. And then this fella also has a specific Lux skin. Weird that it's red and not like yellow. I like the quills. Oh, that's kind of sick. No, Lux on the quills. Oh, dude, that's what this should have just been. This should have just been glowing quills. Forget the stripe. Just bioluminescent quills would have been fucking sick. Yeah, dude, that I like the quills a lot on this actually. That's pretty cool. It's just weird that it's red. It should be the yellow, like the normal. What even is the normal fucking stripe color? Wait, what's the base? Is this the base? It's kind of a green. That's gotta be yeah, that's the yellow. There's just like a tinge of greenishness to this. Yeah, so I guess the stripe color did actually propagate here to the quills. So this was never planned, right? The bioluminescent just replaces the base color of the pattern, which means it was always going to have bioluminescence on the quills. This was not a conscious design decision. It's just how the Indoraptor pattern always was. All right, well, there they are. Maybe we'll check them out in game real quick. One quick detail worth pointing out, the Spinoseratops is an omnivore. It can actually eat from the fish feeder, which is fantastic. All right, loaded up an old random ass sandbox thing for testing somewhere. Don't know what it was for. It's got a few random dinosaurs floating around in it, but we'll throw out some more. Well, at least it's got a flair for the dramatic with the release animation. That one actually doesn't look too bad. That one in the back there with the blue and the red. A lot of browns running around here, though.
Is a hybrid that was engineered to wow the masses. The horns, the frill, the plates.
This likes Pseudotoro, carnivores, Ankies, and Stegos.
From the brilliant mind and laboratory of Dr. Henry Wu.
Weird dislike spread, but it kind of makes sense. Hating Stegosaurids and Ankylosaurids, because Stegosaurids hate Ankylosaurids, right? So, like, fair enough, you know, I guess. The Pseudotoro thing might just be a match with Trike. I'm not sure off the top of my head. These guys have kind of a lot of negative genes, but they have enough points that you can kind of deal with it. It's not great, but there's worse things in game. This guy, which one was this? Gambia Lethobates. I can't help but noticing it's getting dark. Okay, that's been fixed. Why don't we get these guys out next? The Spinoseratops. Excuse me, coming through. Yeah, their texture feels pretty different compared to the regular Spinoceratops. Not just the modeling, but like they have a different kind of look to them.
Now, this is something a little different. A Spinoseratops. Here we have a hybrid that's more than happy living in colder climates, but I'm still counting on you to give it a warm welcome, huh?
I want to see these guys eat from the fish feeder at some point. Enceladus. A nice dramatic zoom. Looks like we might have got dupes. Although, again, enough of these colors are similar, it's really hard to tell. No, the pattern's definitely different on this guy. Alright. Well. Yeah, because this guy might be a blank. I think it's actually a different base color, too. Some different greens. Dislikes just Indominus and Scorpios. Likes basically everything else. It's pretty chill. Wait, interesting. It's got full cohabitability with sauropods? That's actually insane. Wait, this is actually like a really good creature. 328 appeal. I think that's pretty okay too. I guess the downside of this is you need Ankylosaurus genome, which is like, it's like one of the worst dinosaurs in the game just because of the upfront cost. Tom challenge mode, of course. So yeah, I guess at the point where you've gotten an Anky and you've done the hybridization, you probably deserve to have a fucking free sauropod that can go in any pen ever. Makes sense. We never checked the Spino. Chasmopenta, Carnivore, Stegosaurids. Yeah, so you're essentially a ceratopsian. Okay, well they hate each other. Oh, well, might as well watch them fight.
At the end of it. Whatever you do, don't go giving it a reason to take a swing at you, okay?
I mean, it's fun that they can horn lock like that. Completely different species. That's cool. Okay, well, let's wait for one to eat from the feeder. Maybe social animation? Maybe dominant stool? Oh no, it's just dominant stool. Just kidding. False alarm. That's the social animation. Sticking its head under the other one. I mean, yeah. Okay. And the fish feeder. It just gently puts his head in there and just finds a fish. No quick snap or nothing. Looks like just gets a fish. These fish have no self-preservation. They are perfectly content to be devoured. Spinoraptor. No, likes nothing, dislikes everything due to aggressive trait.
We're talking about a Spinosaurus and a Velociraptor all rolled into one.
Okay, likes Velociraptor, Indom, and Scavenger. So these can cohab with... These have Velociraptor socials, which makes sense. Right, if we're establishing through the Velociraptor Indominus Rex cohab, like, which is established by the film, then you gotta go with the you gotta go with the notion that, the raptors will all, the Velociraptor-based hybrids will all get along, right? They'll recognize each other as Velociraptor, I guess? Sure. Well, anyway, the park has become rather chaotic due to the dinosaurs breaking through the fences in like 6 spots. I've released more Spinoraptors. It looks like they're gonna fish feed here. So yeah, okay. So they still hop up on the feeder, like they did in the first game. Oh, that's fun. All four of them up here eating together. Have at it, boys. Just feasting. Just absolutely diving in. Fantastic. Oh, he's even like kind of looking at each other. Like, that's fun. They can use their weird pronated velociraptor hands to grab the feeder. Alright, cool. Might as well finish this little preview post view, goddammit. This little look at the DLC with, I guess, a hunt here against a person. See what they do. Oh, okay. He's got that man by his leg. Just sitting there, like, confused for a moment almost, holding him by his leg. Okay, well, you do you. You gonna go eat somebody too? Don't know how many people there's left to eat. This one looks like he's going in. Just shakes him around. Still alive. Having fun yet? You glad you came to Jurassic World? His like leg is busted. Totally. Maybe not. Twisted at that angle. Maybe it's broken. I mean, it shook him around. It would make sense. Smack to the ground. Throw him away. No, don't eat him because you're a bastard. Classic behavior. Well, we got the old tier list here. Still, filled in as it was before. Um, Start from the one that I think is clearly the worst, the Stegoceratops. Um, I think this is the creature I may like the least in the entire game. I really don't like that Dreadnoughtus, but I think this takes the cake. I think this is the worst. Also, I had to just port in some quick icons, so these are mostly like the first game versions. That's just what comes up when you search them, so is what it is. So yeah, don't like the Stegoceratops. Didn't like it in the first game. Don't like it now. Doesn't do anything cool. Pretty mediocre. Next. I mean, I think I do like these three designs actually more than like the Indominus Rex, like the Indoraptor. I think that's true. I don't like them more than any actual dinosaurs. The Spinoraptor mouth is really fucking weird. It really fucks with me. I think he goes here. I think he's a high D tier. I think I definitely, yeah, it's got to go above the Scorpius Rex. But I can't put it like behind the Geosternbergia. Why did I put the Geosternbergia so low? I don't remember the motivation for that. Him being in D tier feels kind of weird. Honestly, both of these guys being D tier feels kind of weird. Like maybe they should be up here. Let's not reorganize. Somebody's got to be D tier. It might as well be them. I did like the Enceladus's vibe better. Same with like the Spinoseratops. Those both seemed like they were the better two. Am I willing to put a hybrid in C, or am I gonna not do that on principle? I think I can like kind of accept the Enceladus as like a generic Saltosaurine sort of thing, kind of maybe. It's really not, but like it's not insane. It's not completely preposterous. Maybe sneak it in the bottom of C tier, honestly. I think so. And honestly, I think the Spinoseratops just kind of goes right behind it. Like, I'm not going to use these creatures ultimately, other than like the specific, park builds where they have a reason to be there. Um, they're never going to find their way into like a random park build. Well, unless it's like literally a random park build, and then maybe they get used. Um, yeah, I mean, like the only one that really gets like rage in my blood is the Stego. The Stego sucks. Spino's okay, but the mouth really ruins it for me. So it definitely has to be D tier. Like, it's not as monstrous as like the Scorpius Rex and the Indominus and even or the Indoraptor and even honestly the Indominus. Like basically these guys are down here because they're really monstrous designs that I don't particularly love. Scorp gets ahead because at least the Scorp I found the Scorp to be the most interesting of the three in the story, and like yeah, aesthetically this is more like a dinosaur, but it's got a weird mouth, so we'll put it there. Then these guys, like whatever. The Spinoceratops is very uninspired. You know what? High D. High D for uninspired. Yeah, I think the Enceladus is my favorite. Yeah, I think I do this. I think it's this. I think one sneaks into C is the token hybrid that manages to escape D. I think I'm gonna do that. I think that's it. That feels right to me. All right. Well, by all means, sound off in the comments about how wrong I am. Or right. Have at it. Go for it.